Welcome friends to another Dune video. Today we draw from the Heir of Caladan and look to Jessica Atreides, who, working for the Bene Gesserit, must help eliminate or push forward a Kwisatz Haderach candidate. When she knows this could affect her son, what does she decide? Friends, let's find out. There was another possible candidate to be the Kwisatz Haderach. His name was Brom. He'd been trained throughout his life under the Bene Gesserit and was a son of a active, when he was born, a sister called Zora, though he didn't know who his mother was. The genetics of the father came from a Sardaukar. They tested his potential. He showed the Bene Gesserit audience the muscular exercises they had taught him to find the Prana Bindu mindset, and he says, "My mind controls my reality." The audience were impressed. He asked for Jessica to help him work past a block. He needs to reach the next level for the agony test. And she had noticed a flicker of doubt when he'd been going through the exercises. And based on her experiences with Paul, she helped him push past it. Before making the decision to help him, she'd had a moment asking if she should, as he was Paul's rival, but she decided to do it. The boy would now be tested. No male had succeeded before. Could he, or could her son Paul? Then, under observation, again by the sisterhood, Brom began to recite the litany of fear and took the poison, the Rossack poison, collected on the planet where the roots of the sisterhood had begun. He must find a way to transmute this into something harmless. Mahayam fed it to him. His body grew still. Then, after a short time, and to Mahayam's horror, blood came out from his eyes, ears, nose and mouth, and he gave a cry of pain. Then convulsions began to run through his body, and he was dead. And this sent the sisterhood into an uproar. They were sad and disappointed at the outcome. He had been an outlier rather than a planned data point, but they had hoped for a chance. Jessica grieved for the boy. He had been born outside of the breeding program, like her son. A number of sisters, including Mohayam, later come to see Jessica. Among them, a Bene Gesserit who is given the title the Kwisatz Mother. The Kwisatz Mother says they have spent generations mapping the bloodlines of humanity to one purpose, and they're finally reaching the culmination of that plan. But the science is not exact. They must accept that risks must be taken. Brom was a risk, and so would Paul be. This is not about one woman filling one role. It's about the thousands of years it took to get to this place in the breeding history, the trials and tribulations of many sisters. They hoped to have found a shortcut, to skip a step, but that hope had ended. They were impatient with Brom. Now they must step back and look at the expanse of time, reassess the complexities of the program. They want to go back to their original plan, which was for Jessica to have a daughter, and so Jessica is ordered to return to Caladan and breed with Leto again for a daughter, so the plan can resume as it had been. Jessica, eager to see her duke, agrees. And later, Mahayam is tasked with going to Caladan and to visit Paul with the test he faces in the original Dune novel by the genius Frank Herbert. So now, friends, I turn things over to you. Drop me a comment down below.